Good afternoon, everybody. Naughty Beaver. At least it was till I looked at this. You're gonna crap your pants when you see this. All you can do is cry and laugh at the same time, guys. You're gonna lose your minds when you see this. If you've been following this channel for ever, you're gonna see it without me telling you. But I want to share, this is from Dabo77. I just finished recording for 5 hours on an insanely powerful video. Like everything, I put it aside, I review it, and I just check on YouTube to see what's going on. And I can't get away from this. So I'm going to let Dabo do the speaking for a minute here. I hope he doesn't mind, but it's kind of my turf.
This is Dabu7. We've been hearing about zombies and crazy stuff like that for quite some time, and coming out of some weird places. Like their whole zombie preparedness stuff that they were kind of throwing out right in front of us. Well, we've got a little bit more here. It's kind of odd. Wanted to share it with you. I got to give a shout out to Lisa and Richie on this one. This is talking about human corpses reanimating and seeking out human tissue to survive. Blood, nerve, brain, and all that. In an event that is labeled as such by the CDC. This gets crazy.
Do you guys remember the one prophecy? Nostradamus.
When the great number 7 is complete, appearing at the time of the Olympic Games, not long past the millennium, then the buried come out from their graves.
Oh, I think that Damus died a legend on this planet. I gave the world 2 possible outcomes. I gave the date that I believe it could be one of 2 things. All the mind power that I've put together, if I've interpreted it all correctly, one of 2 things. A zombie apocalypse or the resurrection. When Nostradamus said, when the great number 7 is complete, that's the 7-year tribulation. There's no 2 ways about it in biblical terms. Either it is or it is not. And that would be 7 years after the great sign in heaven. I suddenly find the great sign in heaven. In heaven, it happens to be space. And now this. I see why I never sleep. It's one of 2 things. Either I'm just completely crazy, he doesn't mean anything to the universe, or I'm right on the money. And right on the date, too. It's 2017 plus 7 is 2024. And 2024 is the Paris Olympics, 7 years after the great sign in heaven. And coincidentally, Nostradamus was from France. And this pops up on the news, but there's more to the story.
I know it seems kind of wild, but I'm going to take you over here to Amazon's terms of use, their newest updates. This happened yesterday. The update came out yesterday. If you scroll down to Amazon's terms of use and go to 4210, in the middle of all this talk of technological stuff, data collection, software use, setting up gaming, and doing all this other stuff, they start speaking about the use of lumberyard materials. So real quick, what is lumberyard? Lumberyard is a freeware cross-platform game engine developed by Amazon, and it was based on CryEngine, released in 2002, and they've tweaked it since. Nowhere in here does this say anything about zombies, about reanimation of anything. It's talking about setting up for gaming and streaming to Twitch and doing things like that, and using different devices. Has NVIDIA Shield in here. It talks about all that type of stuff. The terms of use talk about pretty much the same thing, about all the stuff that you got to go through if you want to use their service. So why is it at 4210 out of nowhere? They say that to use this, the lumberyard materials are not intended for the use of life-critical or safety-critical systems.
This is where I'm going to stop him, and I'm actually going to read this for you guys myself and show you exactly what he's talking about. I went to the link that he provided. This is Amazon service terms. Now we'll leave a link to this, and Dabu, if you want to check it out. And suddenly it's trying to vanish on me here. Well, right there. You'll lose your mind when you read this. 4210. Acceptable use, safety critical systems. So this is exactly what he was just reading. This is their site. I have not altered this in any way, shape, or form. Or maybe I did. Your use of the lumberyard materials must comply with the AWS acceptable use policy. The lumberyard materials are not intended for use with life-critical or safety-critical systems, such as use in operation of medical equipment, automated transportation systems, autonomous vehicles, aircraft, or aircraft control, nuclear facilities, manned spacecraft, or military use in connection with live combat. You're like, what the hell are we reading? Wait for the last part. However, this restriction will not apply in the event of the occurrence certified by the United States Centers for Disease Control or successor body, anticipating the fall coming here, of a widespread viral infection transmitted via bites or contact with bodily fluids that may cause human corpses to reanimate and seek to consume living human flesh, blood, brain, or nerve tissue, and is likely to result in the fall of organized civilization. This is the terms of service. You have got to be kidding me to put such a thing out into the world. I can tell you one of two things. These are truly the sickest people in the universe, or they got hacked. You can take your pick. But on that note, I wanted to share this with you guys because it's my turn. Because it's one of those things that I don't have the answer to in terms of prophecy. Either I have interpreted the Bible correctly, Nostradamus saw one of two things. So if at the time the world is waiting for a resurrection, they get a zombie apocalypse, we'll hash that out when the day comes. Unbelievable the things that you see in this planet, but remember guys, the world's at war. The universe is fighting on one side and we're going to have to endure on this plane. Exactly as how the Bible had said. There'll be a great sign in heaven. 3.5 years later, crap's going to hit the fan on this planet, and as far as I understand, everything is perfect. Everything is precisely the way it was prophesied to be at this point in time, more than you could fathom, especially in my neck of the woods. I have some terrifying things to show you guys taking place in my town, but I'll keep that aside for now. Having said that, the Bible says that the devil will rule for 3.5 years. The Bible said he will rule for 3.5 years, 3.5 years after the great sign in heaven. And now this. So I wanted to show you guys, Naughty Beaver, the work that I'm doing, the significance falling into place. This is only one aspect of things. So what this is, I don't know. If these are just sick bastards taunting the universe, if it was supposed to be some sort of a joke for a gaming site or something, but when you get into one of the largest companies in the world, I could never see it. So I guess we'll find out in time what they mean by that. In this story of crazy things taking place in the world, it is happening. The thing about the world is you only get Cabal news. You only get to see what they show you is going on in the world. What's happening in the Middle East, what's happening in Africa, anywhere else, you're never going to know unless you physically live there. Everything is a lie on this planet. Everything. The wars taking place and some of the things going on. There's an android army fighting in the Middle East. I can't wait to share all this stuff with you guys, but it's not the first time I've heard it. It was a woman in a past life regression that brought this up, and I'm still blown away by how much knowledge that woman had. She can see what's going on the earth. So what does that mean? The U.S. military, the Cabal, has been actually fighting an android army of Muslim people. You got to see it to believe it. It'll all come in time without my rant. The crazy crap going on in the Middle East is nothing like what the television tells you. Even in Africa, you got to understand what the Cabal truly is and what they're getting up to on this planet. But at the greatest scheme of things, if you believe in the Bible, if you believe I was correct about the great sign in heaven, you should expect the unexpected for the next 3.5 years. There's no two ways about it. And this is the type of thing that the prophets had prophesied. And most notably, when it comes in terms of the Antichrist and so on, I've shown you all these prophecies a long time ago, but it does talk about them, the Satan, reanimating life. It's one of the things that the world is going to bear witness. It's one of its powers. Wild part about it all is I was showing you Sandra's story about the fourth density being invaded and the light winning. That's exactly what the Bible said. If you guys go to the Bible, Revelation 12, then war broke out in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was not strong enough, and they lost their place in heaven. This story that Sandra told you confirms that she went to the devil's domain precisely when the Bible said it would open, and she confirmed the light has won in her own mind and in her own way, and that's exactly what the Bible said was going to take place. It never said Michael and the angels were going to lose. But the problem with it all is that Satan comes to the earth next, and his angels with him. If she is truly accurate, the devil's not destroyed, whatever it is, but the trial by fire is here. It has begun. When I show you everything that I know on top of that, in essence, these are the things that the world was looking for. So you go to the next book within the Bible. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark. It's here. It's inside the human race already, and this is the terrifying truths that the Pleiadians were pointing out to the world. It's already done. It's not a matter of debate, speculation, maybe another time, another day. Everything they said is as prophetic as it could ever be in this world in terms of what 666 is. They don't see it the way the Bible does, but the world has something placed inside them. The Bible warned against it in this time, and now it's a matter of who's right and who's wrong. We'll find out in the coming years. This is how wild things are supposed to get. And I mean, if you look at the time that the Bible had put forward, the Great War would have been March 6, 2021. Ever since Biden took power, things gotten better on this planet. That'll speak volumes about the rest of what we see. Expect the unexpected, my friends. You know, the Cabal tells you everything going on, one way or another. Even if it seems like a joke or an accident or a hack, it's not. This is how they think they absolve themselves, by just telling the world in one form or another that this is going to happen, this is what we're going to do. Now, what this really is, given the scale of technology on this planet, just watching Super Soldier talk, nothing surprises me. Because they have the power of resurrection. If you want the proof, if you want the understanding, you go to Super Soldier Talk on Rumble. I just finished watching the most amazing interview. It's truly stunning. But inside of here, this woman, it's this very last video that was just posted. Go over there and check it out. Listen to her explaining how many times she's been killed and brought back to life. They have the technology to reanimate life. If they have that and they're getting up to tricks on the earth, this is why I did this video. Knowledge is power in these times. But if you need more information, when you look around at the prophets, there are explanations of the crazy things that you're going to see. This is one of the ones that I've been showing you. GetMePrepared.com, Ancient Prophecies. This is one side of things, but the other side is Saint Hildegard. If you guys can find this particular prophecy, there it is. He will ally himself with the kings, the princes, and the powerful ones of earth. These are the Draconians, and is this already confirmed? He will condemn humility and will extol all the doctrines of pride. His magic art will feign the most astonishing prodigies. He will disturb the atmosphere, command thunder and tempests, produce hail and horrible lightning.
Great fire of heaven falling for 3 nights near Auch, Lectoure, and Mirande. Marvelous and wonderful happening. And later, the earth quaking.
He will move mountains, dry up streams, reanimate the withered verdure of forests. His arts will be practiced upon the elements. It's right there. But chiefly on man will he exhaust his infernal power. He will seem to take away health and restore it. How so? By sending some possessed soul into a dead body, to move it for a time, but these resurrections will be of short duration. This is exactly what's about to take place in our realm. There's no mistake about it. So these are the things that people would be looking for, but what it is if the world begins to see the zombie apocalypse, is exactly what St. Hildegard just said. How it's being done, it's already done. The world took the mark of the beast, and I can't talk about it any longer. They made their choice, I made mine. The Pleiadians have explained this on Cosmic Agency, and you'll find all the knowledge you'll ever want to see about how this is going to take place right inside of their channel on Odyssey, because she can't post it on YouTube. So with it, demonic possession. This is what they're doing. People will read the Bible scripts, they see what the prophets will see, but all the while, they didn't know how it was made possible. It's because you took the mark of the beast. That's all I can say. If you want the answers, if you've never seen Cosmic Agency or my channel before and you happen to stumble across this video, you will find Cosmic Agency on YouTube. And all of these videos, especially if they're posted not on YouTube, those are the ones you want to see. They're going to explain everything that I can't any longer on YouTube, but I will continue to show the world how it's going to happen. So what does this all mean? It's not as divine as you think. It's not as real as you think in this world. It's not as magical or mystic or everything else. It's a matter of technology. It's a matter of understanding the whole picture in all of this. What they're doing is turning people into portals that will allow entities from the fourth density to overtake their body. It's exactly the same thing that the prophets are saying, and it's going to happen exactly when the Bible said that it would. So from there, I guess we're going to have to do some research on... Like I said, guys, all I can do is laugh and cry at the same time. That's all I can do. What's done is done, and the great trial by fire is here. And so the world's going to get rolled over. If the Pleiadians are telling the truth about what they see, what the cause and effect of everything, that's all I can say on this subject. So I won't rant on this. This is the prophecy. This is what it said. These are the beings that can confirm other things on Super Soldier Talk. You've got the Pleiadians. When you lump it all together, it's looking like Nostradamus knows what he was talking about. That's the end of my show, guys. I love you lots. Naughty Beaver out. Take care.
On this edition of The Fifth Estate,
he began with delusions that we all knew weren't true.
He said your brain is like somebody of an 80-year-old.
It's an illness with no diagnosis, an illness with no cure.
Okay, I missed you so. I know.
How do you view time right now?
It's running out. And it's running out not only for my dad, but for everyone else who's dealing with this.
We take you inside the high-stakes search for answers.
Is there one possibility there that maybe you're wrong, that they're not linked?
Yeah.
And investigate the politics of public health.
For the patients and their families, they find this alarming. But I don't get that feeling that you are alarmed.
Well, I don't panic.
I'm Mark Kelly. Here in New Brunswick, there's a mysterious illness making people sick, and no one seems to know what it is, how they got it, or how to treat it. But this much they do know: 9 people are dead. Tonight, we investigate what is making New Brunswickers sick, and why some worry the provincial government doesn't want to know the answer. This is The Fifth Estate. On a good day, Gabrielle Cormier and her grandfather explore the rolling coastline of the North Shore of New Brunswick. On a good day, like today, the 20-year-old feels free.
What's the difference between a good day and a bad day for you?
If it was a bad day, I don't think I would have been able to get onto the motorcycle, first of all. I would have been too dizzy to or even probably too much in a daze to even comprehend what you were saying, or even speak in a way that makes sense. So
On the bad days, and there are many, Gabrielle is a prisoner in her own body.
hi, it's Gabrielle.
For months, she's been keeping a video diary, an intimate look at the fight of her life.
Today was not a great day. Pain was pretty bad today in my legs. And I'm just so tired and my brain is foggy.
Gabrielle's symptoms began 2 years ago. Her life would never be the same. Her passion was figure skating, and she had dreams of becoming a doctor. When she left home to start university, dizziness and fatigue landed her in the ER 3 times. She was released each time without a diagnosis. Then she saw her family doctor.
She was like, "Yep, something's wrong with you." And I was like, I didn't think I would be so happy for someone to tell me that something's wrong with me.
Why did that make you happy?
Well, because I was feeling so shitty, and if nothing was wrong with me, I don't think I could have gone through life feeling like that.
The doctor knew something was wrong. She didn't know what was causing it or what could cure it. "300 kilometers to the south, in Dieppe, just outside Moncton, another illness, another mystery."
See, I come out and sometimes, and even like standing up, I find it's almost impaired. Like I would be impaired, like if I drank like a few beers or something like that.
Yeah. You just feel a little unsteady?
Unsteady, yeah.
Luc Leblanc is unsteady on his feet and uneasy with the uncertainty of his undiagnosed illness.
Almost like spider walk on, something crawls on your skin. I was falling. I was having multiple episodes of just passing out, and
now there are a few more aspects of this Morgellon disease that are a little bit strange. Morgellon victims have this sensation of insects crawling through their body.
almost like spider walk on, something crawls on your skin. I was falling. I was having multiple episodes of just passing out, and
it's sometimes the disease is called delusional parasitosis. And the doctors say this is pure madness, and normally what they give is psychopharmaca. I guess to get the people quiet. But this is an experience all of them share. And so the question is, what type of species is carried by the morphogenesis of these pseudomorphic mushrooms? Because it is not human. And the question is there a connection between the species and the thing that the Morgellon victims experience within themselves as crawling insects? And we were really lucky. We had the opportunity to work with one Morgellon victim that had remote viewing capacities and had the ability to visualize those creatures within his body. And luckily he was quite talented in painting. So I asked him to give me a few sketches. So he started to paint and he got better and better. And the last picture I got from him looked like this. So we have the spider form, but we have a quite highly developed face and a quite highly developed character. And he draw the eye in the middle, the one that is showing up in the morphogenesis of the mushroom, the pseudomorphic. If you look at these mushrooms, they're extracted from the lower intestines in a 28-day cycle. You have male and female forms, and you can find sexual organs that are male and female, and these sexual organs are spider-like.
Okay, somebody was just asking me about this brain disease that's happening in New Brunswick. So we'll pull some cards and just see if it's going to tell us anything or not about it. They're guesstimating it could be something kind of like the mad cow disease that has come up, maybe something toxic in the environment. Also sounds kind of like that thing that's going on, you know, with those low frequency things that they are using as a kind of a weapon. Those low frequency sounds can really cause a lot of damage as well. But let's see what we get, if we get anything on this or not, if it's going to read about it. Challenge, crafty. Yeah. Okay. It's about their home, where they're living. And inner vision. So when it comes up with crafty again, that makes me lean more towards that low frequency type of thing, but who would be doing it? You know, or what is causing it? Let's see if we can get any other answers with this. Okay. Service. Friend. Okay. Stork. Again, fox. We've got that twice. So it looks like something is being done intentionally. Intentional. And I hope I'm really wrong about this reading. I hope I'm just totally out in fantasy land, and that's not what's going on. Okay. Challenges the victory.
If you live in New Brunswick, I really hope I have your undivided attention.
Home. Yeah, something is being done for nefarious reasons. Making them take a hit. Inner vision. Moving it forward. So, I don't know who's doing it, but again, you know, in the center of it, we have at home, we have devil. So again, this is saying that this is something coming out of some ego drama a nefarious purpose is behind it. Someone that they think is like a friend of service, but they are having the challenges is to see who it is that is perpetrating this, to get a victory on it, and going forward, the inner vision that this is moving forward through the air,
This woman nailed it to the letter with the tarot cards. Black goo is being sprayed within the chemtrails falling over New Brunswick. This footage of an attack was filmed in late August 2021 outside of Moncton, New Brunswick. This is why those people are all dying. You only need to look up New Brunswick. The whole province is under spiritual attack. The government will do nothing to help those people. They are allowing all of this to happen in the first place. Plane after plane, back-to-back dumping thousands of pounds of chemicals over the people within minutes. After the attack is launched with dozens of planes, it dissipates quickly to make it look like a cloudy day. I will do a complete video on the black goo, the chemtrail attacks and Satan. Even the tarot cards are showing that Satan is behind the attacks.
Through the air, by a nefarious person to take hits on these people.